the House for Thursday, 23rd of June. So oral questions today. The first one is Angela Roberts, who is asking a question of the Minister of Education around the results of the government's schools investment package. And then we have Nicola Willis to the Minister of Finance. And she is asking the Minister around questions around stress as a result of interest rates going up, so that'll be interesting. Tangi Utikiri to the Minister of Health. Announcements made about the expansion of Te Ara Oranga. And then we have Paul Goldsmith. He is asking the Minister of Justice whether she stands by all her statements. So we don't know where that one's going, but it'll go somewhere. Goritz Garaman is asking of the Minister of Immigration, will he give effect to New Zealand's commitment to assist in the global refugee crisis? Ingrid Leary comes next, and she questions the Minister of Trade and Export Growth around recent announcements made following the recent WTO meeting in Geneva. And then we have Louise Upston, and she questions the Minister of Social Development and Employment. And she wants to know what is the percentage increase, if any, in the number of people in receipt of job seeker support. Shannon Halbert goes to the Minister of Whanau Ora. Matters around Budget 22. Dr. James McDowell goes to the Minister of Immigration. And again, there's another question to the Minister of Immigration by Erica Stanford. Finally, we get Willow Jean Prime posing a question to the Minister of Arts, Culture and Heritage, so I will be interested in that. Andrew Bailey finally asks a question of the Minister of Building and Construction, so it's quite a good lineup for today. And then when we get to the debates later on this evening, there is debate on the Commerce Grocery Sector Covenants Amendment Bill, and that's a very interesting bill around the behaviour and covenants that the grocery sector can impose, and just trying to free up room for decent competition in the grocery sector. Then we have the Financial Markets Conduct of Institutions Amendment Bill. We're nearly through that one. That's in the third reading. Minister for that is David Clark. He's had a busy run, actually, with bills in the House. Oh, and here's another one. So it's the Honourable David Clark Day. The final one, Digital Identity Services Trust Framework Bill, and that has its second reading. That's an important bill because it establishes a legal framework for the provision of secure and trusted digital identity services for individuals and organisations. Sounds a bit dry, but it's actually quite important. And then at 4:40, the highlight of the day for many of us is the valedictory statement on behalf of the Honourable Chris Fafoi, who I worked with in Select Committee a number of years ago, so I'm really looking forward to that. And finally, the House adjourns until 2 p.m. on Tuesday, 28th of June.